So it's about 8:30 p.m. West Coast time. I'm watching an amazing sunset on Monday, June 16th. And I wanted to go back and revisit Donald Trump's Truth Social post of last evening, Sunday, June 15th, which clearly demonstrates his anger and desire for vengeance, punishment, and retribution against everybody who showed up in the cities where everybody showed up on Saturday the 14th for the No Kings protests, cities that had absolutely massive turnouts. Donald Trump spent the last week and a half at this point deploying National Guard troops in Los Angeles, deploying active duty Marines in Los Angeles illegally, as was pointed out by a court last Thursday, with the core intention and desire of starting violence on American streets in a blue city, in a blue state. And so that he could go full fascist dictator and declare whatever version of martial law he thinks exists in the United States at the federal level. There's nothing in the Constitution about it. There's no federal statute that provides a president with the ability or authority to do that. But when has that ever stopped? When has that ever stopped him before? And ICE officers are herewith ordered by notice of this Truth Social post. So apparently we're doing executive orders on Truth Social now to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the single largest mass deportation in history. That is white supremacy. That is an ethnic cleansing. Donald Trump is conducting an ethnic cleansing in the United States. And it is his goal to reduce as much as he is humanly possible, to reduce the population of brown people in the United States, thereby putting off the current projected date for when white people will become a minority in the United States, which is sometime around the year 2042. So less than 20 years. That's what mass deportation program means. That it means white supremacy. It's the 14 words. And for those of you who are not familiar with the 14 words, it is something that was created in the early 80s by a domestic terrorist named David Lane, who founded a white supremacist domestic terrorist organization called The Order, which was responsible for the murder, the assassination of a Jewish talk show host named Alan Berg. They were an incredibly violent group. They did a lot of bank robberies and things like that. The 14 words are: we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. Tell me that is not official policy of Stephen Miller, Donald Trump, and the Trump administration. It just is. In order to achieve this, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where millions of illegal aliens reside. And here's the fun part. These and other such cities are the core of the Democrat power center, where they use illegal aliens to expand their voter base. That's a lie. Cheat in elections. That's a lie. And grow the welfare state. That's a lie. Robbing good-paying jobs and benefits from hardworking American citizens. That is also a lie. If you're an American citizen and you're in your 30s or 40s and you're working a job that can be taken from you by an undocumented immigrant who does not speak English, that's a you problem. That is you abdicating responsibility for your own decisions because Donald Trump told you to blame a brown person. That's a you problem. You're a failure. That has nothing to do with immigration. These radical left Democrats are sick of mind, hate our country, and actually want to destroy our inner cities, and they are doing a good job of it. There is something wrong with them. That is why they believe in open borders, transgender for everybody, and men playing in women's sports. And that is why I want to focus ICE, Border Patrol, FBI, DOJ, DHS, and our great patriotic law enforcement officers to focus on our crime-ridden and deadly inner cities to get rid of all undocumented immigrants. So this is Donald Trump politicizing ICE, Border Patrol, FBI, DEA, ATF, DHS, politicizing all of these organizations to go after cities and states that are to go after cities where he lost the vote in 2024 and in 2020. He is politicizing these organizations to go after his political opponents. And he is going to politicize the United States military by militarizing these cities because he lost these cities in elections. He is politicizing the executive branch, federal law enforcement, and the United States military against his political opponents. And he is going to militarize cities where those people live. That's the ball game for authoritarianism, in theory. Now, why do I say in theory? Because Donald Trump just put absolutely everything he has into doing that exact same thing over the last 8 or 9 days in Los Angeles with California National Guard, 4,000 California National Guard troops, and 700 active duty Marines. And there was no violence that involved either of those sets of the United States military. Not one bit. And all the MAGA chuds on the fart huffing mouth breathers who made all of their TikToks last week talking about how they can't wait for active duty Marines to go into Los Angeles and confront other Americans who they disagree with politically, saying that the protesters in Los Angeles are going to fuck around and find out because now they're going to have to deal with active duty United States Marines. They were hoping, Donald Trump's base was hoping that members of the National Guard and United States Marines would shoot and kill protesters in Los Angeles, civilians that Trump supporters disagree with politically. And that political disagreement is why Trump supporters were hoping that the National Guard and Marines would shoot and kill other Americans. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. That, the 14 words is official Trump policy now. Amazing as it is. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, that is official U.S. policy. And Donald Trump is adding into that mix vengeance, punishment, and retribution for democratic cities in democratic states because those people didn't vote for him in either in 2016, 2020, or 2024. He is politicizing the entire executive branch of the United States government and the United States military to punish his political opponents and invade their cities with the intended stated purpose of causing violence. Fortunately, he's incompetent, as is Pete Hegseth, as is Kristi Noem, as is Pam Bondi, as is Kash Patel, as is Dan Bongina. Every single person in his administration is incompetent. They weren't able to accomplish anything in Los Angeles last week. So this is very frightening, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, let them go. They're all fucking incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. They're not going to be able to get any of this done, and they're just going to end up looking stupid all over again. It's going to be Trump's military parade all over again, repeated in multiple cities.